A Surviving Faith, Chapter 10, proved to be true. Count it all joy, my brothers and sisters, when you fall into various temptations, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. Let endurance have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. I believe the most valuable commodity we have as believers is our faith. That is what Satan is after. If he can convince us to second guess our faith or not believe in God anymore, then we will never fulfill our full God potential. God does have a plan for each of us. To get there, we have to overcome the challenges to our faith. We are each different, and so the lessons we must learn are very specific to who He created us to be. A huge lesson for me was learning to separate what I did and the titles I wore from simply being a fully loved, accepted, and appreciated child of God. We have to learn to be okay with not receiving our approval and validation from others. It's great to have it, but that can be uncertain and inconsistent. And some people, I hate to say it, can just be fair weather friends. They will only be there for you if you have something they need. This was a major hurdle for me to overcome. I wondered where all the people I prayed with, over, stood with, the victory, worship beside, those I considered family, where were they when I left the church? I wondered if the relationships I forged were true or not. That there were a few faithful, and I'm very thankful for their unwavering love and support. However, when inside the church, I ministered to, served, and gave my life away to hundreds. So it was sort of a double heartbreak for me. It was a departure from the four walls as well as the fellowship that I'd grown to love and need. Yet God saw that I needed to grow beyond being a teacher, prayer warrior, worship leader, encourager. He wanted to see what I was made of when I didn't have the accolades of man. And to be honest, I think I needed to see that too. At the end of this life, we face God with respect to what things we did in His name as we navigate this earth school. I spent many months, years even, processing if what I gave was truly for His glory, or was it for mine? I learned some really hard lessons, but they made me stronger. I grew closer to God when I understood that He purely just wanted me. Yes, He wants us to use our gifts He's given to bless others. Yes, He enjoys when we embark on a journey of fulfilling dreams and personal destiny. However, none of those things matter if God is not the true reason and absolute center of it all. Letting go of what was, who I thought I was to be, was hard. I learned that I had been catering to others and who they wanted me to be. Some may have looked at me when serving in church and had different thoughts about who I was and the dreams in my heart. And this may surprise some, but I never wanted the spotlight. But God gave me a platform. I never wanted fame, but others saw the talents gifted me and encouraged or pushed me. I had a horrid fear of being before others and showcasing my abilities. When I quit the entertainment business, it was after I came to a revelation of my truth and had the courage to live it. And that was that the greatest dream and desire of my heart was to have a peaceful and happy home. This is something I didn't have growing up, and what I lacked in my first marriage. The break from church helped me get back to that place of the real me, not who people thought I was or thought I should be. That person who loves the simple pleasures of life. I was set free to be the person God created me to be. In the arms of God, as I went through healing, deliverance, recovery, as I was allowed to be stripped down to just me and Him, I learned truly who I was. I had to return to the basics of my faith and what I learned during those times when I first came to know the love of my Savior. I just wanted to have a purity in my faith. I felt like I had allowed it to be dragged through dogmatic, materialistic, and selfish, ambitious mess for years. God heard and He answered. And little by little, He added back those things that I operated in, that I used to think were my identity. It began with my first call to pray and intercede. I now fully understand that this glory given us in imperfect vessels is only a bonus to our salvation. I've learned that the purest reason that Christ came and died was so that I could be reconciled to God, be transformed into His image, and walk that out daily. Everything else is a complement to the kingdom life. I've learned so many other lessons, but I think it's so important for those who still may be limping through to know that at any point you can turn your heart completely again to the Father, and He will welcome you with open arms. You are not alone. He sees all and is there with you as you walk this out. You see, His desire is for you to grow and be transformed too. He wants you to be able to stand on your own and know that His love is enough and completes you. It's good to have those stand with you, but our strength is in knowing that if we have to, we can stand with God alone.